the profile of the dynamic, brilliant, visionary young African businessman behind Project Inspire Africa. Nelson's life is a compelling mix of adventure, drama, pain, suffering, poverty, resilience, and a strong faith in God. Contrary to what many believe, it has been anything but smooth sailing. So how does a child born into poverty in the early 1980s, often at 12, and forced to do hard labor in order to survive, become a very wealthy man in his late 20s? Not because of choices he made. His early life was one of obstacles. His first business endeavor was as a shop attendant in his mother's rural shop. He learned self-discipline, creative thinking, and responsibility. His next business was as a taxi operator, which offered him a chance to refine his business skills, mature, develop goals and objectives. In addition to being producer and creator of Project Inspire Africa, he is a prominent car importer and plans to take his media franchise globally with the help of allies in the United States. He fully understands and shares with others that hard work, resilience, integrity, and passion is the fuel that will sustain him and allow him to be the liberator of millions of Africans. Perhaps one of the most influential young entrepreneurs in Uganda, he combines a sharp intellectual curiosity and a well-developed business acumen to solve problems, develop and sustain global networks, and to inspire all who know him. Nelson has been honored as the overall winner of the Young Achievers Award, which was attended by the presidents of Uganda and Rwanda. In what glitters as a reality television series, Mr. Nelson's Project Inspire Africa plans to educate at least 50,000 East African youths in practical business skills. Without a doubt, Nelson is a living testimony of youth success. His life and achievements, his work ethic, and his personal attitudes, his demeanor and strength, his belief and focus, and personal life all testify that a touch of decency, class, skill, quality, and commitment is what defines a successful entrepreneur. He is called, he is anointed, he has prepared himself and has earned our respect and our support. He is inspiring all of Africa to rise.
All right. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Diaspora, Salongo Chigund here on program Agafa Mwengola. This evening, I am delighted to be the host of a social entrepreneur whose story is really inspiring when you listen to it. And his name is Nelson Tugume. He is a Ugandan social entrepreneur. And he is here in the United States. He's going to be presenting in the very popular business forum at the Uganda North American Association Convention in Cincinnati. Welcome, Nelson.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chigundu Salongo. It's a pleasure catching up with you and being with you in the United States of America, and to all those watching us. It's always a pleasure for me to catch up with you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Nelson. I must say, I got very lucky to know that you're here from a friend, associate, and I was like, I gotta talk to him because he is going to be presenting in the convention, and I have been promoting convention programs. So I'm glad you accepted to come here real quick and tell us about yourself quickly, and perhaps what should we expect in your presentation at the convention. So first, let me ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself, because our viewers, our listeners are already curious. Who is Nelson?
Nelson is a social entrepreneur. Nelson is a business person back in Africa, in Uganda, but who presents himself on a couple of platforms, especially when you talk about social entrepreneurship. You look at so many angles of doing business, but making sure that as you do business, you don't do it in a capitalistic way. You do business, and other people that you're doing business with, they're gaining with you, they are moving with you. You're all transforming the society. As you know very well, Mr. Chigundu, that Africa, we are not yet there at the level like what I see here in the United States. We need to all of us move together as families, as individuals, as a people. And the way we can only do it is to understand from the two models that you know very well. One is the communist, and the other is the socialism, or what you'd call the Chinese model, which they use to develop. And therefore, while we are here in a capitalistic nation, I think we also need to understand and learn what socialism has done. And this is who I present you, who I am as a social entrepreneur, as someone who does business to ensure that other people come along with me to better our societies, to better our country, to better our continent. As I speak right now, I started business when I was a young man. I started business when I was 9. And this was in my mother's small.
Nelson, I think I lost your voice. Okay, go ahead.
This was in my small village back then in southwestern part of Uganda. And my mother gave me an opportunity to earn 200 shillings per day, 200 shillings, and I would do it after class. And I think to my mom, it was making sure that I get the discipline, not of getting on the business money. So she said, I'm going to pay you these 200 shillings. Every time you come to school, you will be doing this business. And I did it diligently. But what I learned from my mom's shop was that she later on gave me a small space in her fridge, you know, the lower part of the fridge. And I started selling water on the streets in that small little town of ours. So that was my first business. It was exciting. I did need a lot of capital, but I will look at every other day that would come, because I would see myself earning. I would see increasing from maybe the 800 shillings that I would use to buy, you know, the kind of water that I'm talking about is the kind of water in Kavera, not in bottled water. Bottled water then had not come. So I would boil water using firewood and then put it in Kavera and sell it 150 shillings. And that's when I was in primary two. And to me, that gave me the discipline, that gave me the understanding of what money is about. So fast track moving forward. I mean, you've seen in my profile, I've been a tax tout. That's when I was in one of, you could say, maybe the prestigious schools in Tari School. I was a tax tout. I was a tax conductor. But I did that job with all my heart, because to me, it was fulfilling that I was making money out of that. But not just when I'm making money, I did a lot, or got a lot of discipline, got a lot of respect for people. It humbled me to who I am today. And I remember in primary four, I did some coffee business, which I made a lot of money because I'd been exposed by my mother. And I remember, just to cut the story short, I made about 4.5 million in primary four.
Wow.
4.5 million here is about maybe $1,200. But these are great lessons which I learned over time to who I am today. And these are the lessons that bring me back and take me back when I'm here. For example, in the diaspora, I've met a couple of Ugandans, and I'm telling them, how do we go back and invest in Uganda? How do we go back and invest in Africa? And with my main reason why I'm here, mainly now, I'm focusing on coffee. And like the Waganda say, like,
I think I lost you. I lost you there. I lost your mic. Like you're saying, like the Baganda say.
Like we back in Uganda say that
Yes.
Emyanyi omwanyi telimba.
Right.
And this is the story I brought to the diaspora. This is the story I've come to say. This is a story I've been telling all over the world. I happen to have an opportunity to have traveled 69 countries in my entire entrepreneurship journey. And being here, this is maybe my 5th time to be here in the United States. But now my focus is on coffee, and my focus is on the Ugandans in the diaspora. I want to give you some statistics as we speak right now. The coffee industry in the United States is over $100 billion industry, $100 billion sector.
Right.
That's one. Number two, did you know, Mr. Chugun, that coffee is the second traded commodity in the world after oil?
That statistic I did not know. No, I didn't. Thank you for informing me.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Well, I want to tell you one thing. Did you know during Amin's time in the 70s, we used to get over $1 billion from our coffee, which we are not getting today. That used to come here. But you remember, because of the injustices, the human rights, the Congress had to pass a law that Amin cannot be able to bring coffee here. But because of the good coffees that we had back from Uganda, this is what happened. Still, the coffee would go to Heathrow, London, and come here. And when the Kenyans, even when they would bring it here, they would sell it as Ugandan coffee because it had taken and shaped and had a niche in the market. So what this means, for example, right now, out of the 4 million bags that we do, we only get about $498 million to be exact. But I've told you, Amin's time used to get $1 billion in his coffee. That's why you see all these Uganda house in New York, some of the small places you've seen in Washington, D.C., Trafalgar Square in London. Amin knew what coffee had. And to me, that's the reason I'm here to tell this story, that we have this gold crop called coffee. How can we be able to use it? Back to you guys in the diaspora. Now that you have the opportunity, now you are here.
I lost your mic again. Oh, sorry. All right, so it looks like we lost Mike temporarily. Nelson, we'll sort that out and he'll be back. Oh, he's back.
Okay.
All right, you're back. Keep going as I play that those pictures.
So, like I was saying, when those injustices happened, not injustices, when those Congress, when they passed not to deal with Amin, then that's when you started seeing, these unpopular countries, which were never known in the growing of coffee, the Hondara, the Caragua, the Salvadors, the Colombia, then they came up and took the markets. When I'm here, I traversed most, as you well know, that I've been in LA, I've been in Portland. Portland is the coffee city of the United States. And you'd go to all these roasters and all these places, you don't see Ugandan coffee. And yet, you are meant to be seeing Ugandan coffee. So where could be the problem? Where could be the issue? I'm appealing to you people in the diaspora that maybe this could be the time to do something. This could be the time to use your energies, your opportunities, your experiences to get back Ugandan coffee into the market. But remember, Chigund, you're not just only getting it into the market, you're making money. I've said this is $100 billion service industry. And therefore, if you Ugandans in the diaspora, if you can get yourself together and develop and reclaim back your glory of coffee, you will make a lot of money. Back home, Mr. Chugun, and we'll be talking a lot in the convention. Like you said.
Yeah.
Did you know an acre of coffee, which I know maybe back home you have maybe some 20, 30, 40 acres. I know very well. Even if you didn't have it, I know if you worked for another maybe 6 months,
I'll be able to get,
Exactly. So did you know an acre, if you do it very well, even how I said they cheat us back home, do you know you'll get about 35 million in an acre? That's 10,000. Remember?
Yeah, okay, so you're getting me excited because I have about 4 acres growing now, about 12 months old. So
that's about $40,000 in a year. So you're here working and your $40,000 will be able to give you, or you'll be able to get it. But now that you're here, I can tell you, In an acre, you can multiply that money by ×5. In an acre that you're here and you bring your coffee here at Chigundu, we trace it. And after tracing it, we have a small niche.
I lost your microphone again. All right. Sorry, we are network issues bumping Nelson, but he will be back. In the meantime, let's continue looking at his journey here. He should be back as soon as possible. Yeah, that's Nelson.
You are going to have,
Keep going, Nelson, as you fix your camera too. Okay, there you are.
Like I said, you're going to have to understand how the money is made. You're going to understand, you and I, probably who went to the same schools, where you're taught why coffee is a cash crop. I've been telling Ugandans and even telling Ministry of Education that there is one word you need to scrap from our academia, from the so-called, I've been telling them, we need to remove that coffee is a cash crop. When you're here, Mr. Chugud, is coffee a cash crop?
No.
Not. Coffee is a beverage.
It's a beverage.
Yeah. And therefore, when you and I are growing at primary 3, you already knocked the head that coffee is a cash crop. So just grow, take it away. It is. Sell it as a green bean. Don't care about it. Other people will make money out of it. I just want to tell you, the more we understand coffee from the cup, the more money we're going to get. And that's what I'm saying, you guys in the diaspora, you have the opportunity to understand coffee from the cup. And when you do that, then you will be able to make money. I've already told you, when you're back home, if you have an acre, as of now, if you have an acre and you do what I'm telling you to do, you'll get about $10,000 in an acre. So if you have your 4 acres, that's about 40,000. But I want you to multiply this, because now you have an opportunity. You're in a place. Let me give you some more statistics that maybe you quickly understand where I'm coming from, Mr. Chigundu. The United States of America, in a day, take 350 million cups.
That's a staggering number, but I'm not surprised, because right here at the corner, there is a Starbucks and a Dunkin' Donuts, and we line up every morning, you know.
So you're in a huge, big market. And I'm like, all these Ugandans are meeting, if they got themselves together, if they understood what this means for them, because you got to understand, and I know you understand as a very fantastic journalist, that there are some things which were meant for Africans not to understand. And just between me and you, this is one of them.
Lost your microphone again. I lost your mic.
I don't know why this keeps happening, but I'm fixing it. So this is what you need to understand, Mr. Chigundu, that there are some things that we cannot understand. There are some things that until ourselves we get into our rooms, into our boardrooms, into our small rooms, and start discussing them, then we'll see things better. So the reason why I'm here, Mr. Chigundu, is tell you the story about coffee. It's not my own story. It is a story for all Ugandans to benefit from this gold crop called coffee. As you benefit from it, Chigundu, let me tell you, for every cup of Ugandan coffee you take here in the United States, you have a farmer. You have that poor farmer and the abject poverty. And I want to say on your platform, Mr. Chigundu, that better human rights you can advocate for a farmer, for your mother, for your grandfather, to be a better person, especially when it comes into the pocket. And to me, that's why I'm here, and I'm ready to share a lot of information on how the diaspora can tap into these opportunities, how the diaspora can be able to tap into these investments, one, for themselves to be better, but also to better other people and our societies.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nelson, for that. You painted the picture. right? You painted the picture. It is very clear there is money to make, and everybody should look forward to hearing more of what you have to say in the business forum in Cincinnati. And I hope to catch up again with you subsequently, because I understand after Cincinnati, you're going to keep presenting in other cities. Can you tell me real quick about that?
Yeah, after Cincinnati, we back here in Chicago at Sheraton in Chicago. That will be Tuesday the 6th. We'll have a big event with roasters. I'm calling upon all people in the diaspora who are in Chicago. Come and join us. Come and we show support for our Ugandan coffees. We are sampling about 23 different coffees in Uganda from Elgon region in Bulambuli, in Sipi Falls, in Kapchorwa, Mbale, Buganda itself in Masaka, Bukomansimbi, Kayunga. We go even down to Zombo, Zewu, in that's.
I lost your mic again. All right. Yeah, he'll be back to wrap it up. It's a technology issue there. Oh, be back. There you are.
If you're here, please come join us. And in Chicago on Tuesday, the 7th. On the 8th, we will be in Washington, D.C. at our embassy. I want to be very thankful of our embassy in Washington, D.C. to have agreed to host us and be able to promote our Ugandan coffees. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, Ambassador Katende, for being a great support of this. But also, again, on the next day, which will be the 9th, we'll be in New York at Uganda House, and we'll be serving coffee in the UN Square with ambassadors, with all those people. Please, if you're in the diaspora, you're a Ugandan, you're an African, come and we show support. Come and we show support, not to Nelson. Nelson Tugume could probably now be better, but you will show the solidarity, the support to your poor farmers that we are always talking about. This is a time to show support and supporting them in the real terms, because this is their product and you're supporting them to get into the market here. So you don't look at this as just supporting Nelson, as just supporting the coffee city. No, you look into this as supporting that grandmother, that grandfather, that mother who has been carrying that coffee for some time. I know even most of you in the diaspora, probably you went to school because of coffee. You are here because of coffee.
Many of us, yes. That's largely true. That was used to be the number one source of forex for Uganda back in our days.
It still is. Mr. Tugume, it still is.
I thought we in diaspora, I understand we are told we in the diaspora send more money these days than we get from anything else.
I'll send you the last budget for 2021. You'll see coffee becomes number one. Tourism has gone a bit down because of what is happening of the COVID
pandemic and everything else.
Yeah. So really, you coming on these events will be to show your support back home, will be to show your support to that poor farmer that have come to represent. Just to end this story, or to tell you more about why I was perturbed to get into, or disturbed to get into the coffee story, was there is a time when I was here in Washington and I had to buy a coffee here and
lost your mic again. Yeah.
I bought this at $79. And when I went back, I asked my mom, how much do we sell our coffee? And she told me, Nelson, we sell our coffee at $4,200, which is maybe $1.20.
Just to cut you short, so would you please repeat, because I lost your feed while you're saying your experience is as to why you really got into this coffee journey was you bought a coffee in New York, you said?
In Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C., okay.
At $79, 500 grams. 500 grams, not a kilo. This was in 2014. And then I
Wow.
went back and asked my mom, how much do we get? I was not so much into coffee, that brainwash that we've all got, just
Yeah.
get coffee and throw it away.
Yeah.
And so I asked my mom, and my mom said, we sell it about 4,200 Uganda shillings, which is about $1 and so. So that spoke to my mind. My mind went blank. My mind went crazy. My mind went like, what's going on here? So, so I'm here to represent my mom and many other mothers who I know have been losing money, whom I know they have not been treated fairly. And they're the most important people, because if this coffee is not grown, and remember, Chigundu, we're in the tropics. Uganda is the only country on earth that has 2 seasons in a year. Did you know that Uganda has the best robustas? Do you know our robustas are used as benchmark for all the robustas in the world? I know our coffees are here, but they are not recognized in the market. Right. I know that very well. They are used to blend these cheap coffees. So the idea is, how do we now define our niche market and get our coffees recognized, be given the recognition there is, so that recognition translates into money back to my mother.
All right.
Thank you.
Very well. Very well. Thank you very much, Nelson. Thank you. It was a pleasure having you. Thank you for taking quick time to stop by. I encourage our diaspora, our UNAA members, not to miss the Business Forum. It's a very popular part of the convention. I think everybody should be there. Clearly, there's a lot more other presenters, but Nelson has a fantastic story to tell us, to inspire us into actually making money for ourselves, with it. So thank you very much. And I will see you. Yeah, I'll see you. The technology issues keep bumping, but I got the story. I'll see you in Cincinnati, okay?
Thank you so much, Mr. Chigund. It's a pleasure seeing you and catching up with you and all viewers watching us here in the diaspora. Thank you.
Thank you.
The profile of the dynamic, brilliant, visionary young African businessman behind Project Inspire Africa. Nelson's life is a compelling mix of adventure, drama, pain, suffering, poverty, resilience, and a strong faith in God. Contrary to what many believe, it has been anything but smooth sailing. So how does a child born into poverty in the early 1980s, often at 12 and forced to do hard labor in order to survive, become a very wealthy man in his late 20s? Not because of choices he made. His early life was one of obstacles. His first business endeavor was as a shop attendant in his mother's rural shop. He learned self-discipline, creative thinking, and responsibility. His next business was as a taxi operator, which offered him a chance to refine his business skills, mature, develop goals and objectives. In addition to being producer and creator of Project Inspire Africa, he is a prominent car importer and plans to take his media franchise globally with the help of allies in the United States. He fully understands and shares with others that hard work, resilience, integrity, and passion is the fuel that will sustain him and allow him to be the liberator of millions of Africans. Perhaps one of the most influential young entrepreneurs in Uganda, he combines a sharp intellectual curiosity and a well-developed business acumen to solve problems, develop and sustain global networks, and to inspire all who know him. Nelson has been honored as the overall winner of the Young Achievers Award, which was attended by the presidents of Uganda and Rwanda. In what glitters as a reality television series, Mr. Nelson's Project Inspire Africa plans to educate at least 50,000 East African youths in practical business skills. Without a doubt, Nelson is a living testimony of youth success. His life and achievements, his work ethic, and his personal attitudes, his demeanor and strength, his belief and focus, and personal life all testify that a touch of decency, class, skill, quality, and commitment is what defines a successful entrepreneur. He is called He is anointed. He has prepared himself and has earned our respect and our support. He is inspiring all of Africa to rise.
All right. Viewers, listeners, that was Nelson Tugume, a social entrepreneur from Uganda. He's here in the diaspora to tell us what obviously is information that we badly need. And he's going to be presenting at the Uganda North American Association Convention this coming weekend in Cincinnati, Ohio. Everybody should plan to attend that business forum. So thank you very much. Everybody else here in North America, please be reminded, we are going to be doing our debates this evening. We are starting at 9 p.m. Central, but at 8, we will begin with the conversation. Our host, Agatha Goldchalder, is going to be talking to one of the younger candidates, the male youth representative candidate. She will be starting off with that, and then we will segue into the executive debates at 9 p.m. I am Salongo Chigundu. Please come back here later this evening and join us again. Program Agafa Mwengula. We're also launching our website, brand new, tochikbet.com, and DJ Johnny of Minneapolis, Minnesota is going to be launching us with great entertainment straight out of his studios in Minneapolis. It was nice having all of you. Thank you for tuning in real quick at short notice, and I'll see you later today.